Today I want to show you something that is one of my favorite things in the world. It's called a sensory kit, and it's great for folks with autism, ADHD, PTSD, and many other forms of neurodivergence or sensory disorders. As I mentioned in a couple of other videos, anxiety can sometimes overwhelm us. I have ADHD and PTSD, and sometimes I find myself in situations where my nervous system is completely overloaded. My son also has ADHD, and I put together my first sensory kit for him as he was having trouble in a crowded classroom. So basically, a sensory kit you can put in a little pencil case like this, and it contains items that activate your five senses. Or in the case of one particular item, it reduces the activation of that sense. More on that in a moment. The theory, as I've mentioned before, is that grounding yourself in your senses can stop the anxiety cycle or distract us from overwhelming stimuli that may be out of our control. Now, I have packed my sensory kit with items that appeal to me, so feel free to sub in items that are good for you. By the way, I am not supported by any of the products I'm about to show you, and I do not mean to endorse them. So let's see what we've got in here. The first thing I have is something that appeals to your sense of sight, and it's called a mini bubbler. And I find this particularly visually appealing and calming to watch. Now, next we have touch. And to that end, I have a fidget ring, which is sort of two rings nested in each other, and the outer one has this nice knobby texture to it. For sound, I have a crinkle square. So this is actually a teething toy for babies, but it creates a sound that I quite like, and even got a squeaker in it. Now, sound can also be overwhelming. So to that end, I have these earplugs here that just coincidentally match my shirt. Now, these do not block out all the sound. They block out some of the sound so you can still have conversations in a crowded place. For smell, I have this inhaler that has some essential oils in it. And I think there's lemon in here or something. But you can also get a Vicks inhaler from the drugstore, or you can get blank ones, empty ones off of Amazon or at a craft store that you can add your own essential oils to. Now, for taste, I have a tin of sour candies. If you don't like sour, if you prefer something minty, Altoids, the Curiously Strong Mint, is a great idea. Again, the goal is to move ourselves away from the intellectual to the tactile, to move ourselves from our minds into our bodies, because our bodies ground us in reality and in the present moment. A sensory kit can contain almost anything as long as it activates your senses. Do you have anything that really appeals to your senses that you use for grounding? I would love to hear about it and share it with other people. Well, I'm Jason Pollock, and this has been The Pollock Perspective. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, you're not in this alone.